The vampire pushed him against the wall, rubbing like a puzzle, tearing the skin with sharp claws. The scent of fresh blood excited the vampire immensely. He wanted to suck dry his own heart, and his people talk about a vampire with both a greedy heart and appetite. The vampire was excited like he was at a beauty pageant, sticking out his tongue to taste the blood from the wound. After confirming that Dracula was the one who could give him a vacation, he smashed his own wrist, ready to take a bite out. Then he bit his wrist. The black blood seemed from a shady calf. Drink it. Gain dark power. Immensely powerful, switching drinks is easy. Wounds heal automatically, and he can transform into a bat, feeling like Adar, vampire hero. The only price, an insatiable thirst for blood. The vampire offered Dracula an escape-resist human blood for 3 days, then turned back into a human at sunrise. What a tempting deal. With such inviting offers, Dracula couldn't refuse. Minutes later, he eagerly took the blood for his big dinner. Right after, his body felt like a roller coaster. Severe pain made him faint. He woke up in a river, a magical baptism. Burning sensation in his fingers yanked him back to reality. The vampire's few worst fears. Holy crosses, sunlight, and wooden stakes. Dracula decisively took off his ring, thinking, silence is golden. As he struggled to sit, the rock crumbled, his palm wound healing like a shot of adrenaline. Dracula's hearing now has surround sound. He hears spiders clap and sees animals miles away. An all-round vampire indeed. He smiled in satisfaction, marveling at darkness, when castle cannons fired, illuminating like a bright grenade. Dracula knew Torquay's army was charging. He sped up, transformed into a bat, and zoomed effortlessly to the castle. Meanwhile, the Torquay army arrived. Amidst cannon fire, the ancient castle teetered like a castle speedster. Torquay soldiers thought victory assured and sent a vanguard to attack. Out of the smoke, a man walked, looking like a sitting duck. This man was the fully mutated Dracula. Seeing the culprit who destroyed his country, he seethed with rage. Dracula gritted his teeth as Torquay soldiers charged, shouting, "Come, let's fight to the death." Dracula fought, not attending a party. Without weapons, he charged solo into the enemy. His elegant, powerful moves resembled a blockbuster opening. The enemy, unseen such wildness, panicked and retreated. Dracula seamlessly morphed, wreaking havoc among foes like a party. After that, he picked up a weapon and began cleaning house, wiping out all enemies, like a DJ tidying the battlefield. The ferocious sounds of battle, screams, and roars faded into eerie silence. When the late arriving reinforcements reached the hill, they were stunned to see Dracula single-handedly take down thousands. Unbelievable. Regaining his senses, Dracula knew the Turks wouldn't quit. A brutal fight loomed. He had to protect his people like a power surge. Dracula led them to the secluded monastery on the mountaintop, safe from cannons, like pirates hiding treasures. But on the journey, Dracula's vampire nature craved blood, like a feast imitation. Seeing his uncle among the soldiers, Dracula couldn't stop gulping, thinking, I need to hold it, and not turn him into a salad. Throughout the journey, the uncles remained calm. Suddenly, a mysterious person appeared, seemingly well informed about Dracula's identity like a gossip magazine editor. Without hesitation, he sliced his palm and offered blood to Dracula, who knocked it over. He thought, endure for 3 days, and it'll be normal again. A self-challenged fanatic. The craving for blood tortured him. Fearing loss of control, Dracula hid in the tent, like a 90s Rocket Man contest winner. Bad luck followed. His trembling caught his wife's attention. She lifted the blanket to see his scarred back, a chaotic mess like sticky notes. The truth was too big to hide. Dracula had to confess, it wasn't my fault, it's the ghost's fault. His wife was heartbroken but knew it was unavoidable. She had to help Dracula conceal his vampire identity, like covering a dark Batman movie. After numerous setbacks, they reached the monastery. Meanwhile, the Sultan learned Dracula had slain his 1,000 soldiers alone, fuming with rage. Enraged, he led 100,000 troops. Uneasy, Dracula sent his good brother Sultan a gift at night. The next day, as the sunlight streamed through the curtains, the Sultan saw Turkish soldiers' bodies on the ground. He was stunned, finally realizing Dracula's special. However, patrolling soldiers saw nothing unusual last night. The Sultan speculated Dracula might have mutated, like discovering a new trick. He ordered troops to cover eyes. If they couldn't see Dracula, they'd feel no fear. This blind fighting was a direct way to stop him. As it turned out, all the soldiers were blindfolded, marching toward the monastery like they were off to a blind date. Everyone's surprised, Dracula nearly got burned before Sultan acted. Planning to go out during the day, he retreated on seeing sunlight. Meanwhile, a missionary happened to witness it from a distance, and Dracula had to cover his head with thoughts of this isn't my kind of show. But the missionary had a hawk eye. He noticed something off about Dracula and stealthily trailed behind. Cornering him, seeing Dracula flinch from sunlight, the missionary realized he was a vampire, a major breakthrough. He drew his sword to eliminate him. Dracula plus or minus Cicadilla Hoff wasn't sucking blood, just protecting people and expert at self-defense. But the missionary ignored it, ripping curtains. Sunlight hit Dracula, burning him like an oven. Ouch. Intense pain made him scream, causing bystanders to flee. Realizing Dracula was now a vampire, it felt like an alarm was triggered. A soldier surrounded him with torches, ready to set the world aflame. They completely forgot that Dracula was the dreamboat. Dracula's wife arrived, but ignored. Townsfolk rushed to light pyres, mocking Dracula as their demon. Dracula's cries made his wife shout helplessly. Ultimately, he realized he sacrificed for cold-hearted folks the Dark Knight. Enormous fury unleashed his dark powers like never before, as dark clouds suddenly appeared, almost writing the ending for his saga. Dracula emerged slowly from the flames, realizing his sacrifice saved a bunch of cold-hearted people, with a heart full of complexities. It's time to like and subscribe to the channel. Each update makes you laugh non-stop, watching how Dracula saves the world.